Welcome back to the channel. I want to take a quick moment to teach you how to make your own homemade pre-workout. Now, the reason I make my own pre-workouts is because I don't know what's in most pre-workouts. Now, obviously, you can look at the ingredient list, but if you're somebody who competes in sports where you want to make sure you have pure ingredients and you don't want to get popped for anything that shouldn't be in there, that whether you knew or not, that's why I go with my own pre-workout mixtures. On top of that, it's cheaper. It's significantly cheaper, so I can make my own custom blends. Now, it does take a little bit of time, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do it and what goes in here. Some of the biggest things that have been established in weight training and performance for supplemental use that comes back and says, yes, it works, is creatine. So I will put creatine, I'll put 5 grams of creatine in every serving that I have. From there, the next thing that I like to put in is going to be arginine, which is a vasodilator, helps with blood flow and getting all the nutrients to the muscle. So I typically would put about 3 to 5 grams of that. In here, I also have citrulline, which again is another vasodilator, helps bring in that, all of that energy in there. So I'll put in here about 5 to 6 grams. And then in here, I also have some beta-alanine, which there's some research for, some research that maybe says it's not, but I do feel like I get a bit of bump from that. So the beta-alanine, 3 to 5 grams. And if you ever had a pre-workout where you kind of get itchy in your forehead, that's from the beta-alanine. The reason beta-alanine, it's a buffer, so it helps buffer the acidity. So when you're training really like high rep, whether maybe you're CrossFit or doing bodybuilding, you're getting a lot of that high rep acidic environment in the blood and in the muscle tissues. That can help bring that, just buffer that down a little bit and help you just train a little bit more in that rep range, which, you know, if you're doing a little bit more every time, it has some significant impacts. So I do put it in there. And then lastly, you probably notice I don't put caffeine in this. And that's for 2 reasons. One, I'm a huge coffee drinker. I drink a lot of coffee. So most of the time I'm just chugging, 1, 2, 3 cups of coffee before workouts. Other times, so in that case, I don't want to have caffeine in here because I don't want to double up. Other times, if I do need caffeine, I will typically just resort to a caffeine anhydrous pill, whether that's 100 milligrams, 200 milligrams, or whatever it is, or maybe I'll get just an energy drink. But I like not having caffeine in here because I am such a big coffee drinker. And sometimes if I feel like I don't need the extra caffeine, especially if I'm like late training at night and I have some good energy anyways, I won't use it. So that's why I like doing this, because it's very hard to find a custom blend where it just has these 4 raw ingredients in there with or without caffeine. Now, how I did it was I went online. I have no affiliation with these guys, but bulk supplements, you could even go just go to Amazon and just get creatine monohydrate powder, just buy a big bag of it. You can buy beta-alanine, just the powder, just a simple raw ingredient, nothing else, just the white powders. You can buy arginine powders, citrulline powders. And then what I do is I get a food scale, just like Breaking Bad style. I get my bags out, I sit in my kitchen, I close all my blinds, and that way my neighbors aren't checking in, and I literally will just weigh it out. And then I have a scooper here, just a regular scooper, but basically what I'm looking for, I got 4 ingredients, about 5 grams each, so I know my scoop should be about 20 grams. So I, kind of know now a big heaping scoop of this, about 20 grams. And then this is right here is about a month's worth. It's about 30 servings. So I went out and I just bought a couple of these, and I have in my basement, I have, 6 months worth of that. It's significantly cheaper. I know exactly what's in it, and it's not as hard as you think. So I recommend, if you're somebody who, is struggling trying to find pre-workouts that don't have a bunch of added sugars in there, because listen, I do eat carbs. I do have those, but I have those on the side. I'll just buy the straight up dextrose and put it right on my shaker, or maltodextrin, or whatever your carb source is. But I don't want extra crap inside of this. I just want the raw ingredients. So if you're looking for that, I urge you guys to experiment. Try it out there. You might have to go buy some containers. It might, might buy a food scale, which maybe you should already have if you're trying to, cut or bulk and do it right. So that's why I recommend that people who are athletes, people who are trying to figure out what's going in their body and be very smart about it, or have a lot more control over the specific ingredients you want to be taking, then I recommend making a homemade pre-workout. It's really not that hard. And honestly, I love it because I can add in extra custom blends. I can put new ingredients in there, and I can see, if this is my base, I can then add an extra ingredient and see if I feel the benefit of it. Because a lot of times in the supplement world, you know, people will sell you on all these new things when there's really only about 3 to 5 legal ways to increase your performance through these guys. And that is, you know, caffeine's one of them, creatine's one of them, carbohydrates is one of them. Then you kind of have arginine, citrulline has been pretty established. But outside of that, then you kind of have some fuzzy ones. Beta-alanine may or may not be. You know, you have all these other compounds that are just being marketed, and a lot of it is just buying things that aren't established by science that it works. So if you just stuck to the basics, did those all the time, and then if you got the urge to try something new, then you could put it into your stack. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. That was basically it. But again, I just go to Amazon or bulksupplements.com, something that you could just get just clean, raw ingredient powders and just mix it yourself. You know, it might take a half hour to do all that once you get it, but then you'll have months of clean, good pre-workout. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.